Hello and welcome to Rainy Day Crafting. Okay, another card in my card challenge. Today I'm going to use some bauble dies. Okay, so I feel quite a simple card again, so I'm just giving you a few techniques. But remember, if you haven't got baubles, you've got some other sort of Christmassy type dies, use whatever. I'm just giving you a suggestion in this card. I'm actually today going to use just a regular size card. Okay, oh, what size is this? 5x7, I think it might be. 4 5x7 4 4x5.5, 4x6, more or less. So just that typical, I think it's A5 size actually, isn't it? So piece of card, make sure it's got the opening at the right way, and then I thought I'd use some gold foil for a change. I'm not using my rainbow foil, so I'm just going to show you one because obviously it'll take time to show you every little bit. If I just show you, I'm using my little tiny Sizzix. Oh, I don't know if I told you on my last video, I dropped my other one and the handle off my middle size one, actually my Sizzix Big Shot Plus. The handle broke off, which is cast. But anyway, I've ordered, I think it's come today actually, so it's only a couple of days ago, so that's good. So anyway, the card, I tend to put other bits of card in between. I normally have lots of bits of, hang on. Any of my packaging, I sort of keep all your bits and pieces just. I sort of use this a bit like a shim. Let's pop that out of the way. I keep all my packaging because this, if you're building up your dies, for example, having something like this at the base is perfectly okay. So popping that on there. On these little Sizzix sidekick, you have to have the sidekick one side. Pop that on top. And straight through and back again. So obviously I've done this with all the different dies, the baubles I'm using. Cuts out really quite beautifully. See, can you see it's sort of marked in there? But sometimes by putting that other, just an old bit of card, it allows these to work well. So then what you do is poke these out. I'll say if you haven't got a pokey tool, a pin will do. Yeah, something just to give it a bit of pressure. Knitting needle, whatever. So anyway, so you would then poke all these out. I would then collect all the little bits together because they can go in like a shaker card or something. Nothing is a scrap hardly. Anyway, let's just move these out of the way. That's what I was looking for. And then with the card paper that I'm going to put behind, which is paper, you can use card, paper, whatever. I've probably often said this, I quite like when you have the little bit of edge around the card. So if you haven't got a paper trimmer, mark it out, cut it with big scissors. These are obviously long scissors, a couple of quid, I think, maybe £3, no more than that, in Hobbycraft. They're scissors. But the long blade ones, if you can imagine, if you were now cutting this, you can do a good bit in one clip, so they are good. So I want to just sort of work out roughly where I want to cut that off. Pop that in, I think it's there. Then hold it down fast. As long as that's in the middle, that's perfectly okay. Pop that out of the way. Then what I've then used, so this is not the one I now cut out, but I've got some twine, ribbon. This is, I don't know where I got this from, but one of the shops. Could even be Poundland. And there's 2 times 4 meters and 4 times 1 meters, so quite a lot. So if it's picking out the blue that's in those little design on there. So you can use string, you can use ribbon. I was looking to see if I'd got some nice ribbon, which because anyway, the colour coordinating, I was going to do gold then anyway. So just tie this onto your bauble. Oops. Then didn't do it. Okay. You could do a loop like you would put on like a Christmas tag if you sort of prefer to. So I'm just literally just giving it, because although it's gone on a card, it's not actually taking the strain of this. So I'm just pulling it as tight as I can. I'd be tempted to then just cut quite close to the extra one off there. And look at this, we're going to have our bauble. So here's one I've already done earlier. I always feel I'm a bit like Blue Peter when I do this. So it's just a case of putting them wherever you wish, different angles maybe. Yeah. So with that, I would now put, I want to cut them down just so if I turn it over, I just want them so they're in the right place. So put some double-sided tape on that. Do you know what, just for easiness, I do sometimes say just sellotape, we'll just keep that in the right place, okay, because that's almost like trying to work with them. So there's one, we'll have maybe this one maybe a little bit higher, maybe that one there. So I hope it's in the right place. You could put the double-sided tape on here, which would then allow it to stick. Another piece here, because this is literally going to be, I did think about putting this then on a piece of cardboard actually, but then I thought no, that's okay. So we've got the 3 baubles there, which are then going to go on those. So what I would then do, could cut all these off. Would I keep them? Maybe. But they're probably not much use, so they might actually just go in the bin. So get them out of the way. So there's that. I'm thinking maybe raise one up, but for easiness now, I'm going to put some baubles, double-sided tape on the back. Sticky scissors. Obviously, if you're putting it over the top of the bits that are there. Because I'm working with sort of a bit of a glossy paper, actually. Always a little bit awkward. Just, like I say, it's like trying to find the bit of sellotape, isn't it? Once you get it, you're absolutely fine. It's just getting that first little bit of start. Take that one off completely, I think. The trick now is trying to get this totally lined up, because you don't want it on the wonk. Oh wow. It's probably 30 seconds being your time wasted. You never get back. Anyway, right, card, check you've got the opening in the right place. Anything with overhead camera, rather you don't want to necessarily get my head in this that much, but right, that's the baubles. Now you could, if you wanted to, leave them on there, but they're going to potentially move a bit. I'd be tempted now to stick a couple of them down. So I think I'm going to use my sticky pegs under that one. It's getting to the point where they have nearly, because we put the twine on there, with a bit of luck, if you sort of pull it fairly straight, there's one. I was originally, these are quite handy, a little quickie glue pen. I was going to just put a line down there and stick the twine, but in actual fact, this is an easier technique. Okay, so that's that. Do exactly the same on this one. Oops. And that one. And middle one. I really don't, as much as I love crafting, I don't actually like sort of sticky fingers. Now you pull that down where it's going to be nice and sort of in the straight bit, and there. So there you got your 3 baubles on the card. But remember, you can do it with anything else. You could now make some little bows and put on the top. You know, you can elaborate it a bit more if you wish. I would, if I was now leaving this for a while, I would probably put something sort of heavy on there to generally sort of keep it weighted down so it sort of remains in the right place. Now, I'd already, I think this is from one of the other cards I done, had got my Merry Christmas. So that's sort of going to go on there. I'm going to cut it. I don't know if that'll fit on there, whether it's going to be the right size, because we're talking, nope, that's not much good. Right, do you know what? I might just do it with my straight scissors. So sweep and movement. Right, that's okay. Now, to get it to blend just a little bit, let's just get, I think, a bluey colour. Hold on, my tumbled glass. Just to, whoops, I think that's my tumbled glass. Might be enough on it, actually. Just to take the sort of starkness. No, need a bit more. I'm using distressed oxides, which you can use for so many different things. Absolutely love them. This is where you have to be careful, because look, I've now, I don't know where on earth have I touched something yellow. Ah, that's probably the one that's beside me there, because then that's how easy it is to transfer. It's always worth having some baby wipes at the ready, because had I not noticed that, the next thing I would have had yellow all over a card. So just sort of literally just go up the edge so it sort of distress it a bit. Yeah, and again. So take off the starkness of the white, and there we have the Merry Christmas. Put that back there. Put that out of the way. And because I really, this is quite a good tape. This is this tape that I bought very cheap, and I quite like it. So because it's 24 mils, that's a decent height to pop off the card. Sticky scissors. Oh, they really do stick. Like I say, it takes no prisoners. Right. And then take the backing off. Obviously you can put it flat on here if you wish, but I'm just going to put that literally in that corner. Yeah, you could put a few more bows and things on there if you so choose, but this again is quite a simple little card with the baubles. You could leave them hanging so they move, but that's probably a bit more irritating on a card. So anyway, if you wanted to, I might just do this without mucking up the card. No, I'm not going to. You could, where I've done the blue around here, you could just edge it literally round the edge there as well. Do you know what? I'm just going to quickly do that so that sort of coordinate. Okay, so don't think it will then not very subtle. Okay, you probably can't see that very much, but that's quite subtle, but just enough to coordinate. My dauber's back. These daubers are very handy to use if you have distressed oxides, because I think my yesterday's one very much showed you how to use some distressed oxide with the daubers and like a brush. Okay, so have a look at my previous ones. If you do enjoy, please subscribe and see you tomorrow. Okay, so that's the card for today. Thank you. Take care.